Hey, welcome back Helldivers, Shellstrike here. Today we're going to be reviewing all the weapons in the last two premium war bonds, Viper Commando and Freedom's Flame. It did take me quite a while to buy both of these war bonds after many hours of gathering superbucks, but I have finally unlocked them and we'll be breaking down each new weapon, analysing their strengths and weaknesses, and ultimately deciding if they're worth adding to your arsenal. One exception, however, is the Firebomb Hellpods, as I don't really classify that as a weapon, so I didn't include it, even though you can use it, sort of, as an offensive and defensive weapon. It's more of a gimmick as far as I'm concerned, but let me know what you think of the Firebomb Hellpods in the comments below. So alright, let's get started. The first set of weapons we'll be looking at are in the Viper Commando War Bond. Number one on the list, we have the AR-23A Liberator Carbine. This primary weapon is designed for versatility and precision. It boasts a high rate of fire and excellent accuracy, making it ideal for mid-range engagements. The AR-23A comes equipped with a 30-round magazine and a built-in reflex sight. Its damage output is moderate. It is very stable and easy to use, so it might be a good choice for new players, but not recommended for experienced high-level players, as there are many more better choices. In the field, the AR-23A excels at taking down medium-sized enemies and providing suppressive fire. However, it may struggle against heavily armoured foes due to its lower damage per shot. Overall, the AR-23A Liberator Carbine is a solid all-rounder for lower levels that can adapt to various combat situations. I don't think it'll do well on higher levels though, in my opinion, where the spawn rates are very high. It just wouldn't be able to keep up with the spawn rates, I don't think. Also, you're going to run out of ammo very quickly. Most of the Liberator rifles in Helldivers II just aren't that great, and for very highly or experienced players playing at high levels, it's just not the go-to weapon. In lower levels, the Liberator rifles would be fine. Next, we have the SG-22 Bushwhacker, a secondary weapon that does pack a punch. This shotgun is good for close quarters combat, delivering devastating damage at short range. It again may be okay for new players and at lower levels, but I don't think experienced players will be using it very much. I know I certainly haven't since I unlocked it. As mentioned, for the AR-23, there are many better choices for secondary weapons than this. It will also struggle at higher levels. The SG-22 features a 3-round magazine and a 3-way break action mechanism. You have the option of unloading all 3 shots at once. Its spread is tight, ensuring that most of your shots hit the target, but it does require precise aim to maximise its effectiveness. In the heat of battle, the SG-22 Bushwhacker shines when it's clearing out swarms of smaller enemies or dealing with aggressive melee attackers, such as stalkers. Its high damage output can quickly turn the tide in your favour, but it has limited range and slower reload speed, so it'll mean you'll need to be strategic about when and where you use it. Again, a good secondary weapon at lower levels. Finally, in the Viper Commando War Bond, we have the K2 throwing knife, a throwable weapon that adds a stealthy option to your loadout. The K2 is perfect for silent takedowns and can be a lifesaver in stealth missions. It is a bit of a niche weapon though, in that you would use it for fun maybe, or showing off to your teammates, I'm not sure, or just trying new things, who knows. Being that true commando, you gotta have that knife, don't you? The K2 is lightweight and easy to throw with a quick recovery time. Its damage is significant enough to take down most standard enemies with a single hit, but it requires precision and timing to use it effectively. I guess the more you use it, the more you'll get used to that timing. In practice, the K2 throwing knife is best used to eliminate key targets without alerting the rest of the enemy forces. It's a great tool for players who prefer a more tactical approach, but it may not be as effective in large-scale firefights, of course. Never bring a knife to a gunfight. But like all previous weapons I've mentioned in the Viper Commando War Bond, these are all okay at lower levels. They're not really recommended for high level missions or players, although if you are an experienced player and you just want to have some fun at lower levels and just cruise along and try out some different weapons, then these are all fine to use. Now let's move on to the infamous Freedom's Flame War Bond. Yes, this pack was supposed to be all about fire-based weaponry, perfect for those who love to watch their enemies burn. However, the release of this war bond was quite controversial, as Arrowhead made changes to the fire weapon damage in the Escalation of Freedom update. And the damage was for the worse, unfortunately. So the war bond weapons are not as good as they could have been, as I talked about in my before and after fire nerf video on my channel. But anyway, let's dive into the details. First up, we have the SG451 Cookout. This flame shotgun fires incendiary rounds that can shred through light armor and set enemies ablaze. The Cookout is a fantastic choice for close quarters combat, but its limited range means you need to get up close and personal to make the most out of it. I previously mentioned in another video when I showcased all the fire weapons that it may have not have been very good, but I take that back because after using it quite a lot, I think it's quite good for the higher levels and experienced players. However, make sure you pair it with a weapon that can take care of the chaff and when you get overwhelmed by the hordes of enemies. Next, we have the FLAM-66 Torcher primary weapon. This lightweight flamethrower shoots pressurized fuel through a nozzle, creating a roaring flame that can incinerate enemies in its path. The Torcher could be praised for its high damage output and ability to control crowds, but some players have noticed that its fuel consumption can be quite a bit high, requiring frequent refills. Not recommended for higher levels. Lower levels it's fine and quite fun. Also, with the fire weapon nerfs, it's not going to be effective as it could have been. Alright, so now we have the final weapon in the Freedom's Flame Warbond, and that is the P72 Crisper. This is a secondary weapon that functions as a handheld flamethrower. This allows you to set enemies on fire while keeping your primary weapon slot free for other options. The Crisper's versatility and effectiveness against hordes of enemies, but at short range, can be a limitation in certain scenarios. Again, only recommended for lower levels and a bit of fun. Not a serious weapon, I'm afraid, again, affected by the fire weapon nerfs, so keep that in mind if you want to choose it. So there you have it, Helldivers. The Viper Commando and Freedom's Flame Warbond brings a variety of new weapons to the table, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Whether you prefer the versatility of the Viper Commando pack or the fiery destruction of Freedom's Flame pack, there's something for everyone. Let me know in the comments which Warbond you like the most and why. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more Helldivers 2 content. Until next time, stay vigilant and keep diving, and bye for now.